So something weird's going on. You can't post to Facebook from the Giftcoin website. Okay. If we can't, and no one else can post giftcoin.org on Facebook, all the money and all the work and all the creativity that's going into the social strategy is basically fucking pointless.
There's nothing I can really do about it, is there? I can't call up Mark Zuckerberg on his personal number. I wish I had it.
Facebook is, as you know, it's a fucking ginormous company. It can take weeks.
Yeah. It could take weeks. It could take weeks.
Yeah. It's an endless list of shit right now that are battling against.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, all right, let's see what happens. Thankfully, with the Facebook issue, we managed to get hold of, via our network, we managed to get hold of someone fairly senior at Facebook, and they were very gracious and helpful in resolving the issue, which I have to say was a massive relief. Going to New York was definitely exciting for us. We've been just so drowning in the intensity of this project in the office in London over recent months that frankly just to get on an aeroplane and go to a different location was exciting, but also I've done a lot of business in the west coast of the US and less so around New York. So it was exciting just to go to New York and see what impact we could make with Giftcoin.
Hey guys.
Hello, hello, hi guys.
You know, when we started, the timeline got tighter, and you know, the things we said we wouldn't implement kind of became a necessity.
Okay, I mean, but the thing is, guys, you know, I don't know how you want to play this, but I'm not really going and picking through your estimates. But I mean, if I look at one of these line items, tax return upload and manual verification with US citizens, 5 days. I mean, that sounds to me quite excessive.
Yeah, let's discuss a few so you're comfortable. I mean, we're not padding anything. I'm trying to be as transparent on that as possible. So some of them, you know, the ones you feel like, you know, first glance that they don't make sense. Let's talk about those. We want to make it right and work for both sides. So you know, we're open to suggestions here.
Bottom line is we don't have an extra 30 grand in the budget. So we're going to have to find some kind of compromise. From what I can see, you guys have made a real effort to deliver, to sort of adapt to what we need, which I like. I like your attitude. I can't speak for the code because it's a bit beyond my pay grade. But I think in terms of the way you behave and the sort of prior management, I'm pretty happy. Maybe we can reach a deal.
Okay, so let's discuss on Wednesday then.
All right. Okay, I'm sure we can come to something, guys.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to you later then. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
So what's on the table now is $5,000 extra upfront, a bigger share of the upside, and a commitment to do some work next year with them.
It's still money that we're going to have to find from somewhere in the budget.
Yeah.
But I think you've handled it well. Like I think it's a good result.
I don't think 5,000 is that unreasonable from what we've actually added.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you've handled it well. Let's just see how it plays out. PSG is a hedge fund and investment company based in London and in New York. And Paul and Simon, the guys behind PSG, have invested in a previous company of ours. They've also invested in Giftcoin, and they're being very generous by letting us work out of their office in New York, but also setting up meetings with possible investors. And this was one of the key building blocks of this whole trip to New York.
And who's speaking? Is it specific companies giving presentations?
Yeah, it's mainly
hedge funds and people like that speaking and stuff.
Some hedge funds and kind of thought leaders in the crypto space.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always tricky with these conferences. You've got a room full of people you want to talk to, but you've only got so much time. And every time another session starts, you're kind of irritated because you'd rather be networking than listening to the speakers.
But it's going well so far. I mean, the interest we're getting we're getting a lot of interest and people reaching out to us. I mean, you know, it's going pretty well. We've got some amazing press lined up. I don't know if you've seen
I
that.
saw that. Yeah.
We've got the BBC, CNN, with live TV interviews. We've got various other calls today. Then we've got the event on Tuesday, and then hopefully Tuesday we'll be able to get some meetings for Wednesday.
Bad idea. Exciting.
We were sat there in the PSG office having an internal meeting, and I get an email and then followed up by a phone call from one of our investors saying, have you seen this competitor?
How do we not know about these guys?
I don't know. No one's come across them. It's extraordinary. All the research we've done. It's a very similar principle as well.
So what do you think this means for us?
I think it means we've got a real competitor for the first time.
Everyone else we've looked at, I've not felt the threat. They've just had a massive pre-sale as well. They had 2.6 million of VC funding. So they've got a war chest. But they've got a network of charities they already work with. Apparently they already registered with 500 charities. So they've definitely.
Okay, I'm just going to wash my hands of that.
Yeah.
We'd done a detailed competitive analysis, and we felt we were right across the board of anyone that was trying to do anything similar in our space. And this competitor was completely new to the market, and we hadn't seen them. And in that moment, there was definitely a feeling of shit. Like, are they going to take a slice out of what we're trying to do?
I mean, of course, there are holes in it. Like, I can look at it and I can see things we're doing better. I mean, ultimately, we've just got, but we've got to think about how we're going to be competitive against them.
They're not listed on any. They're listed on ICO sites.
I don't know how no one's seen them.
But they can't be that well known because John was speaking to charities didn't come up.
PSG did some DD, due diligence, didn't find them. I did some. Brightbee did a bunch of looked at competitors. No one's found them. It's the first competitor that I've seen that I think is, that I think has got some chops.
Thankfully, having spent some time deconstructing this competitor and seeing exactly what they were trying to do in more detail, we realized that their offering was different to ours, that they weren't really going after our core mission. But also we found some good holes in their projects, and that sounds a little bit kind of cruel, but there's something about business that ultimately you're competing and you want to win. And it was satisfying to see that we still felt that we were in the strongest position. A week or so before leaving for New York, we got an email from Google, and they wanted to talk to us about what they saw as the potential for them to support us in the launch of Giftcoin. But it was certainly very interesting for them to be approaching us and them driving the conversation. They felt that there was real potential, that how they could support and help us and guide us in that process. And so one of our key priorities whilst on the New York trip was to go and meet with Google and explore that potential.
So we're just going to see Google to have a meeting and see what they can help us do to get the project in front of more people. So it should be exciting.
How do you feel about this, Tim?
Oh, I feel pretty cool. We're going. I'd love to see the Google offices. I'm looking forward to hearing what they've got to say. Hopefully we'll get some really good insights into how we can optimize our campaign. So yeah, I'm excited.
Where are we at this very moment?
We're stuck in a traffic jam somewhere near Times Square. I did say we'd be a better idea to get the subway, but Alex wanted to get the cab, so here we are.
So it was a good meeting.
Yeah, it went well. I think they got a lot of really good ideas.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, I think look, Google can add massive value to the project. What they can help us do is get in front of the right people, and they seem really excited about it. So yeah, we're excited. They're excited.
Shall we begin?
Good morning! We're here in New York here, getting ready to go.
Oh, you're filming?
Film.
Oh my God. I'm not being ugly. I really want to.
And they're filming over there. And they're fighting back here.
So yeah, we're on the way to the CoinDesk Invest event, where there's 1,100 people, which are investors or I guess family funds or whatever in terms of.
Yeah, there's a couple of entrepreneurs there as well.
So we're going there to hopefully get interest in the pre-sale of the project. But we should probably chat about what our plan is in terms of. You're much better at this kind of networking stuff than I am.
So what's the plan then? I'll just do it all.
Rebecca and I will go off and have a nice meal, and you can do the work. Let's go through the things that we can say about the project. We should emphasise that we've done $500,000 already on the pre-sale. Yeah. We should emphasise that we've got interviews on BBC, CNN, and hopefully Sky News. We should emphasise the advisors, so the kind of people we've got on the project. Yeah. So we should big up the project in that way.
How are you feeling?
Tim, how are you feeling?
I'm alright, I'm a bit tired, but I'm alright. I didn't sleep great. I'm okay.
I'm not a morning person. that's how I'm feeling.
CoinDesk is one of the key news sites in the cryptocurrency world, and they also run various conferences. And the Consensus Invest event was really getting together over 1,000 investors in cryptocurrency into one hotel space for a day with various speakers, but also various networking opportunities. We were happy to go and see speakers, but really what we were there to do was just to network our asses off and just meet as many possible people as we could. And yeah, we were just there to work the room.
So it's what I think about 2:30. It's been a busy morning, lots of conversations, and definitely think about this project. People love this project, so that's definitely been super interesting. So yeah, I think we've got some good stuff cooking.
Yeah, we've got some really interesting people, some VCs, some investors, some other entrepreneurs, which is interesting to meet, some lawyers, some advisors. So it's been pretty good, and I think the standard of attendees has been pretty high. Lots of follow-ups.
Yeah, it's always the thing with this kind of, you talk to a lot of people, you never really know what's going to come of it.
You've got to kiss a lot of frogs to find a prince, as the saying goes. Frog.
You never know when you take a new project to market how it's going to be received, and yes, we had some initial strong interest from our own network, and they're people that know us, know our track records, and we're excited about the project. But it's been really exciting to pitch to people that know nothing about us and really just living or dying by the quality of the idea and our execution of the idea. And it's been really exciting, I have to say, just to see people love it. Like, they really get the disruptive impact of what we're trying to do. And that's been really exciting. The New York trip was exhausting, but it was great fun. Like, it was great to have a day or some of a day to go and do some touristy things and just like hang out in New York. But it was also just the level of validation we got from talking to people, like in a day, just endlessly kind of pitching Giftcoin at the conference and then having investor meetings. To have so much positive validation was just really awesome. Like, sometimes you get so close to something, you don't really see it objectively. And yeah, we've definitely come back to London like full of energy, full of intensity to make this what we believe it can be.